Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a really fun 3D sort of diorama type card that I made. They have specialty dies that make this kind of card shape. I did not use any specialty dies. I'll show you how to make it just with circle nesting dies. And it's not difficult. It's you do have to do some fussy cutting either with your scissors or actually, after I made it, I realized I could just cut it on I could make the shape on my Cricut, so that's what I did. And so if I want to make it again, I can just whip it out on my Cricut fairly quickly. But you can do it with just cutting with scissors, and you need a pencil and some card. It's 5x7, and it folds. It's bulky, so it doesn't fold completely flat, but flat enough that you could get it in an envelope, a thick envelope. But it pops up and gives you this great 3D shape and 3D view into a scene. I love it. I am so happy with it. The papers and these embellishments came from Crafter's Companion Seize the Day collection, and then the Sailboat in the Clouds and the Waves came from Spellbinder's Set Sail dies, which I thought went really well together. So I love it. Let me show you how it's made. So we're going to start by making our card base. And I made this card with just with sheets of 5x7 card and circle nesting dies. Now I know they have specialty dies that make these cards, but I wanted to do it with just nesting dies. So what I did is I took a 5x7 piece of card, and then I have circle nesting dies, and this one is 5 inches. And you just line it up with the top, and it'll line up with each side. And you don't have to use nesting dies. Really, you just need something round that's 5 inches. And you just draw around it from corner to corner. Okay? And that creates your shape. And then just cut that out with your scissors. And it's not hard to do, because it's a fairly straight cut, and it's fairly simple. There's no like crazy edges or anything like that. Okay, and there's the shape of your card. And really you could leave it square if you wanted to, but I liked the round look, because then what I did is I took a nesting die that's too smaller, and I just put it in there and I cut the aperture. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that aperture, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so it looks like that after you've cut that aperture. And then I did exactly the same thing twice more so I have 3 white cardstocks with the circle cut on the top and the aperture cut in the middle. And then I cut one in patterned paper, because this is going to glue on here, and it's going to be the front of my card. Okay, and then I did one without the aperture in white and in patterned cardstock, and I'm going to glue those together, and that's the back of my card. Okay, so it's going to go like that, and these 2 are the layers in between that you can put stuff on. Okay, now inside these circles, if you want, you can put acetate in there if you want to, put things on and have a little bit more sturdy. Now, the other thing that I'm not going to put acetate in it, so what I did is I just used the 2 nesting dies to make cardstock, and there's 6 of them, and I'm going to put those on each layer right here on the circle, and that'll just give it a little more rigidity, a little more sturdiness. Okay, so I'm going to glue all this stuff together, and I'll be right back with you, and then we'll finish making, I'll show you how to finish making the card. Okay, so I've got these all glued up, and so on this one I put the patterned paper on, and then I put one of the blue circles. On these I actually put the blue circle on both sides, because I wanted it to just be a little more sturdy. This one already, because of the pattern paper, has 3 layers of cardstock, so now this one has 3, this one has 3. You could put a circle in the back, but I'm not going to. Now, to layer these pieces up, I think I'm going to go ahead and decorate the centers first before I do that. But there's different options for layering the pieces, and I'll show those to you in a minute. Now to decorate, I'm not going to put anything on the very back, I don't think. I'm trying to decide. Well, I might put my lighthouse. I've got a lighthouse, and then this is going to go on the front with my sentiment. So I'm going to put my Never Stop Exploring with my little compass. So there's my front. Then I've got my 3 layers, my back layer, my 2 center layers, and then my front. So on my, now for my decorations, these pieces along with this came from the Crafter's Companion Seize the Day collection. And then my sailboat and the waves and some clouds came from this Spellbinders die set. It's called, Set Sail. And what I'm going to do is I cut 2 of the waves, 2 of the clouds, and 1 of the sailboats. And for the back wave, I want it a little bit higher. So I cut an extra piece of blue cardstock, and I'm going to glue that, and then I just trimmed, this is the shape of that circle. And I'm going to glue that on there, and then I'm going to put that in. And we're going to glue that in on the back side, just like that. Now, if you want it to look really pretty, you put that on and then put that second ring on the outside, but it's going to be on the inside and it's not really going to show. So, and then I'm going to put my sailboat on that wave, I think, because this wave's going to go a little bit lower down here. Now I'm going to put this wave on here, and then I'm going to put my sailboat on the back one. But I'm going to put it on just about like that. So you just have to decide where you want it. I am going to put my sailboat on here. So we're going to put it kind of in the waves. So there's my sailboat in the water, and then I'm going to put some clouds in here. Put 1 in the front layer and maybe 1 on the very back. And I'm going to put these on the front side of this. But I want to stay within that circle because then it keeps my 5x7 shape. So see, I got 1 layer of clouds kind of in front of that sailboat. I'm going to put the other one on the very back. Actually, I'm going to put it on this same layer as the sailboat, but over here. And I'm going to put it in the back, so it's behind my boat. Okay, just like that. This actually helps hold my boat too, because it gives me something to glue that sail to. Okay, so there's my back layer, there's my front layer, there's my very back, and then my front's going to go on here, just like that, and that's my scene. I'm going to put on the very front. It just, scale-wise, it seemed so big compared to the boat that I didn't like the looks of it in the back. I'll just put that on flat to the front. Now, there's my scene. Now I want to make it 3D because obviously it's very flat. So how do you make it 3D? Well, there's different options. First option is you could just put foam tape either all the way around or just, on these 3 sides, and that would separate it. What I've chosen to do is I've cut these little strips of card, and I've got 6 of them, and they're 2 inches by 2.5, so they're 2.5 inches tall by 2 inches wide, and then I scored every 1/2 inch, and then fold them up, and you make these little, I don't know, M's, W's, whatever, and you're going to put those on your card just like this on each layer on both sides, and then it's going to connect that layer to that layer. Okay, and you just put them one on each side on each layer, and I made them 2.5 inches high because I didn't want it to come higher than that. So given that you've got a little bit of room, you don't have to put it right at the bottom. You could pull it up a little bit. Okay, and I'd use tacky glue or red liner tape or something strong for this, because this is the way your card's these are gonna move, or it's movement, and you want to just put it even on the outside. And I personally like them this way, as opposed to facing the other way with the 2 things going out. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter, but okay. And once you get that on, smash them down and put some glue on this piece. And then this piece is going to connect up. This is the hardest part. And it's easiest if you score these really well. And wet glue is your friend again, because you gotta get them lined up and maneuvered into place. And when you push it down, it should line up. I got mine a little bit off, but not too bad. But see, then when it pops out, and you're going to do the same thing on the next 2 layers. Okay, so there's 2 more. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, definitely easier to put the little springy things on the bottom and then lay the layer on top and push down. Line it up and push down. That's a lot easier. Okay, and then it looks like that. See how it springs up automatically, but it folds. I mean, it's bulky, so it doesn't fold completely flat, but it's flat enough that you could get it in, a thick envelope or something. But it just automatically pops open and gives you that really pretty 3D scene. So, love how that came out. And it doesn't look, it looks fairly neat on the sides and really cool from the front. And you can do any kind of scene in there you want. You don't have to do a sailboat, obviously. You could do anything that you want to create depth with. So, anyway, thanks for watching.